Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to URU. Let's continue. So, we got fairly far in this first world, and then we hit puzzles. We kind of exhausted everything. And we still got some stuff to do in the second world. And I think there might even be just an order with all of these worlds that changes a lot of things. And like, if I had the key, which I should have the key already, I feel like that would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Although the key may very well not have anything to do with URU basic, and it may only be an element that's used in the Path of the Shell expansion. And so we're trying to do URU as you might have played it while it was coming out. And so we have this awkward blow you up section that you just have to be in the right place to get over this, and you had to activate a bunch of pressure valves to get that far. And over here is just another book. So let's see where this book takes us. There is a couple of tunnels in that world that we were just in that were completely pitch black. I'm not sure if we're in the same world now. I'm not sure if these symbols are supposed to be indicators that you're in different worlds. This definitely feels like a different world. So my hope would be to figure out some way to turn the lights on in those tunnels. Like, this world definitely does not have the two moons and the red sun, but there definitely were also points in Myst games where it felt like you were traveling to different times, and they were always called ages, and so it gets kind of confusing, and I never really got a pure answer that was explained to me to my satisfaction, because it always felt like if somebody even tried to make the argument that each linking book took you to a different time in the same worlds, or a lot of linking books took you to different times in the same worlds, and they also took you to different worlds. Yeah, a lot of that. The game doesn't make that obvious enough, particularly if you're not bothering to read things. Our main goal still is to click on these checkpoints, and that is a probably great checkpoint to have. So it could be that this world is just the predecessor to that volcanic rocky world we saw before. Or it could be that this is a completely different world, and there is no time travel involved. There's only one of those on this wall, right? That would be rather sneaky if they put two checkpoints right next to each other. I don't think a Myst game would want to do that. They want you to take in these environments, which at the time would have been really amazing. Are these headless people? Or are these monoliths or statues or something else? Here we have the hand symbol, which this is the first time we've seen the hand symbol depicted as a barrier in a world, instead of being just a magical cloth that apparently, even if you tear it down, will magically reappear. And it also seems like it's fairly obvious that the daughter of Atrus is making these magical cloth symbols For what reason? I don't know. It seems almost. I don't know if it started raining because I walked in this direction, or if it started raining because of just enough time having happened. What is going on here? I'm having trouble moving the camera back and forth. Why the daughter of Atrus would value being able to maneuver yourself to specific locations. Why that creates a scenario where you are worthy where many other are not worthy is a bit of a question. These are weird looking trees. It seems almost like they were grafted onto other trees or stripped back. And here we have a mechanical gear mechanism and a sun and a moon. And it might be a spoiler here for a previous game or a future game, because I definitely do know that there is a world somewhere where you totally do affect like the position of the sun and the appearance of the world quite a bit. It really feels like we've got to take this. It really feels like URU would have been a lot better had it come out after Myst 5, several years after they just knew that there was nothing more that they could do with Myst. And I think it took probably a lot longer for Cyan to realize that they just couldn't do anything more with Myst. Those linking books always take us back to Dunny, but they take us to different locations of Dunny. I believe this is basically on top of the schoolhouse. And so I don't think that there's a real reason to just jump down. Although, that may very well be the only thing we can do. Almost feels like they were in the wrong place. Minecraft being a thing now, and Minecraft portal linking being a concept that most people would understand. This really does feel like that link should have taken you somewhere else. As far as I can see, there is nothing here. And that's been the case with the other one too. So, back we go. Gonna go ahead and just turn this off. And definitely turn this off. This is just not a good system. It wasn't a good idea or a good system even when this would have first come out. The idea that instead of there being a teleporter from point A to point B, there is instead a teleporter that takes you back. This is the new book that we just did. A teleporter that just takes you back to the hub world, and then you have to teleport yourself further down the hub world. Those two books, by the way, also had the exact same inscription and insignia on them, so that seems interesting. So I'm gonna just run down here and see if it starts raining again. or if there's a timer scenario here. We have something, but it doesn't do anything. We have a floating monolith, which seems like it's a clock. And that was the linking book we used to get back to Dunny. There may not be too much more in this world that can be explored until we look around some other places. Now we've got some moving plants. When you look at Myst 3 Exile though, and you see just how much, how there was at least a couple of life forms in at least one world. There was a kind of squirrel-like creature, there was a bird-like creature, there was some fish-like creatures. URU seems fairly lacking. Well, no, it seems completely lacking as far as any kind of life form that you would classify as an animal. It just seems to be 100% plants, and maybe a plant here or there will move. Plants or mechanicals things. And I think we've probably started to see an issue with the way this whole world really works when playing it, because you kind of just want to use the WASD keys, map those over to the keyboard and the mouse forward click left button. Here, pause now if you want to read this. Hopefully these aren't hints to something. It would have been so nice had they paid a voice actor to just put down some audio logs. Like, when this game came out, I don't even know what you would put there. Would you use like a digital audio recorder, or would you put a record, some kind of magical spinning orb? Let's see, can we get off this path? Interesting. It's a little weird that you can't get off this path. Yeah. Seems like a lot of these worlds really just take you from one place to another. With very little in themselves. And since I didn't, and basically nobody played this game when that first happened, when URU Live first happened, and when this would have been a rustling and bustling environment with multiple players, that there's, I don't know what that experience would have really felt like. It probably was great for a week or two and then died out very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if video game journalists in particular played it. Some of them got like early access, so they would have been playing with either themselves, just video game journalists in general playing against other video game journalists, or they would be playing completely alone. These don't disappear. So I think we're kind of in a position where I don't think we can do much more. We can walk back here and just look at the light and ensure that the light is getting smaller. And as long as the light is still getting smaller, I'm going to rotate just a little bit more to the right. Just a little bit more to the right. Just a little bit more to the right. And I feel like I might be looking at the ground. Let's just look around and see if there's any angle. Alright. Did I make it back up here? Yes, I did. So we've done that before. Ah, darn it. But kind of clear. Seems fairly obvious that there should be something more to that. Because this isn't really solving a puzzle. Walking in a cave. And then walking forward in a cave. Just walking in blindness. Just running forwards. I'm fairly certain, yeah. So I don't think that there's really a trick here. You know what we could do, though? Let's see if we can try something crazy. Turn up that gamma. You see anything? Because I don't see anything. I see pitch blackness. While really just ruining the video. If anything, turning up the gamma might be the wrong move, depending on what they mean by turning up the gamma. Alright, well, I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. And if you were supposed to do that, the idea, I think, probably would be to form a human chain. But humans wouldn't glow either. So I don't even know how you would do that. Yeah, the whole concept falls apart. Like, until you can turn on those lights, I don't think you can do anything more with this world. So we are in this weird position where if we look at these two books, they have the same spine, and they do seem like there might be room even here for a third book, which would be a different age, I think, of the same world, a different time. We still got a lot of things at the bottom that I just don't think will ever be used. Let's go to the next world, because I think, again, that's really the trick here, is just to do as much as you can, then jump to the next world, do some more. It's very ADD. As far as I can tell. Here we have something that feels very much like Channelwood, which was the world in Myst 1 with the tall trees. Although it's not atypical for there to be many worlds, and at least one world in every Myst game with tall trees. And here we have more gates in construction. And it seems like they're kind of intent on keeping the sky box from being seen. So it looks like there might be a beam of light puzzle around here. And there's something, so let's come over here and see if we can at least accomplish a small thing first before we teleport ourselves out of this area. So this seems like this is a bit of a puzzle, and a real puzzle, which is strange because we really haven't been having real puzzles up until this point, and boy would this game have benefited from having a real puzzle. Of course, the question is, what are we really trying to do here? Are we trying to line up all the lines? Or just some of the lines? It seems kind of like when you rotate this, you rotate two things. And that made a locking sound, which is also very not Myst-like. So let's do the first one over here on the left first. See if we can get an idea. I don't know. I don't know if there's really a puzzle solution here that's as obvious as it seems like it should be. This long stick is the thing that's really taking me for a ride. Like, that's the part that I really am not getting. Because it's not lining up in the middle of anything. So is it supposed to just be like there? See, that kind of looks like a target. Yeah, this just kind of feels like a toy. Because I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be looking at. Is there some image there that would help me? Make more sense of this. Doesn't seem like it. Not directly, at least. Maybe there's some trickery with multiple of these in which you're supposed to match things. I feel like the solution to something like this, though, boils down a lot more to just having something that would just show you the solution no matter what button you pressed. Like you need something that would just start you in the right place. Because this one doesn't seem like it wants to. Like a lot of this does not cycle. And something just dropped in front of the image. Some kind of plants or something. It feels like you could almost make that shell image. And you can make a circle here. We can do that. Feels like maybe the idea would be to avoid something. But honestly, if there was supposed to be something here, just playing with it doesn't seem like it's gonna work. So what I think we need to do is run over here. We have something glowing down here, which is great. But I can't look at what that glowing thing is. Nor can I interact with the glowing thing. Nor can I interact with this. So it does kind of seem like the solution to this puzzle, which has some blue lights around it, I guess, too. Maybe the blue lights are the part of the realization. Let's see. We have one in the center, the bronze making a circle on the right, and the stone making a circle on the left. Let's see if we can copy that over this. Okay. That is exactly how we have it. Yeah, if there was just something here. There are some elements that we could try to copy up here, like these parts. So if I did that, that matches that. And then if I do that, that seems to match that. That would match that. Let's just go a full circle here and see if this triggers anything. Which I kind of don't think it will. I don't want to end there in the exact same position I was, because I want to come back and look and see what's changed. Yeah, this definitely is part of the solution that we're seeing. And definitely two of those are not lined up. And definitely there's basically no other puzzles in this world by the looks of it. Let's just quickly make a run around and see if maybe we see some symbols or something. Yeah, there's another one of these that seem to not want to light up. It almost feels like the key should have been collected, and because I've just failed to do that first thing of getting the key, there are now some spots that are just not lit as kind of checkpoints. I don't know if that's really what's going on here, or if I just maybe went the wrong direction, or maybe I just ran really fast. Here we've got another teleportation to a book, which is probably not a bad one to take, but we'll have to remember that we also missed the teleportation. This one, again, there's a green here that's different. So are we perhaps supposed to just do something like that, where each thing starts on the edge and then it just shows you an image? I have a hard time believing that one, because then that wouldn't really do much. This feels like this should be there. Well, that does make a slightly different shape. A lot of these symbols look a lot like the symbol for, what was that game that was a thief-like game that came out, and they had a sequel. The character was named Corvo, and he had a mark of the outsider on his hand, a little tattoo symbol. But I cannot at the moment remember the name of the game. Corvo, the character you play as, gets not blackmailed, but framed as the assassin of the princess that he was supposed to be taking care of. Here we have the Deny Recovery Council official stamped book. So even though one of these books was the first section, the first main part of the game, they definitely do have Deny Recovery Council elements in this section, which I think is helpful. Of course, this isn't helpful. So, like, the problem here is theoretically on the key map, pressing F5 should take a picture. So F5. I don't know if it did or not. So the problem though is they definitely aren't taking pictures like in the journal where I could use it, and they're not putting pictures down here at the bottom of the menu where I could use it. This symbol doesn't seem like that would relate to anything. This symbol doesn't look like it relates to anything. This seems like a very colorful style of temple. And let's see. Can we click on any of these spinning columns? No. It's like a code on a code too. Let's say for argument's sake that this K symbol here means 1. I'm fairly certain it doesn't. So then code 1 equals sun behind pyramid with three things, and then sun behind pyramid with 3 spread out beams. That's a lot to try and memorize. You kind of do run into the problem here that each one of these could be a solution to a puzzle, and they could just still be so obscure even at that point that it doesn't matter. And it does just kind of feel like they want you to have to work with other people, and they want you to just have an impossible challenge in front of you that one person couldn't possibly solve. Of course, this does not take into accounting anything at all as far as multiplayers and people with walkthroughs and stuff like that. Like that symbol of that tree over there. And there's some other symbols of trees. But then we just have a lot of stuff blocked off from us accessing because of what is a ridiculous barricade. And yeah, I guess in URU Online you probably could wander around that area some more. Alright. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to say in the book, for the top one, I'm going to type in, let's see, spin codes top purple. And then I'm gonna say stick small at 11, and we'll just use a calendar clock for that. I don't know if this would work though. We'll have to try. At 11, and then stone or wire 6 and 5. Alright, so that's the purple one, as best as I can figure it. The next one is going to be the middle red. Stick small 11. Stone and wire are the same places. Ooh. So, this is easier than it looks. Middle red. Ditto from above. Large stick 5. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright. And then what we're going to have here is small stick at 6. And then large stick 5. Let's get that written down. I didn't get the color, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Small stick 6. Large 5. And then stone 7 or wire 7. Stone or wire 7, 11, or 1. That's not a lot of helpfulness. Bottom is orange, by the way. Stone or wire 7 or 11 or 1. And yeah, this might very well be the only solution that actually needs to be done. Like this image in particular seems fairly abstract, unless this is some dark pathway I'm supposed to walk through, and they're showing me the direction to walk down a cave. Puzzles like these, we haven't seen anything like that. So if these are solutions to other things, they are solutions to other things we haven't even begun to see. This is a nice area that feels a lot like the astronomy area of Myst 1. They didn't really do a lot with that area. It really was just telling you the solutions to one puzzle. And that's about it. Okay. So, what can we move here? Since this one only has the small stick, I have to assume that this is the first one. Which makes me have to assume that this is the solution. Unless this is the solution. I kind of was hoping these would lock in. There's actually not a lot of difference between the wire and the stone, I think, other than maybe the stone has a longer edge, and I wasn't looking at that. So it might be beneficial to go back and recognize that we didn't get enough information, instead of trying to brute force this. Alright. Let's just run back. And it's just absolute silence in the world we're in, and then we're going to get into the solution area / church, and then you get definitely different music playing. I can't say I hate the music by any means, but I wish there was a way to fly camera up and read this. Look at it, because that is really high to see. I'm not sure it's even telling me. I really am not sure it's even telling me. Let's see. This, I think, is stone at 6. And I think that makes the other one stone at 6. I think that means this one at the bottom is what? Probably 1. It's kind of bad game design. It's pretty bad game design, in fact, to have such a system like this where you can not get really any confirmation that you've done it right. Yeah, I think that's the right solution. I think that's exactly what it wants. And yet, if we try to work our way over here, are we going to get any sort of feedback, because that's the closest I would say that the game has even done to telling us like exactly what to do, and it's still not really telling us exactly what to do. Awkward little sidestep, and that spine, clearly a different age. I feel like one of the factors of this attempt to make it an MMO, or just an online experience, probably did come down to an idea of making a initial puzzle that makes the game more of a challenge before you can get into the rest of the worlds. And so, yeah, I suspect in part that's what's going on here, is that we're supposed to be able to solve this puzzle before we can do anything else. What rotates here? Hmm. 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 I feel like this is the last one you probably want to do. And I don't feel like you can really do much here. Yeah. So let's go and see if we can maybe do this one first. That might be worthwhile to run down this way and just see if the door is open. It puts you in a weird position as a critic for something like this, because you very possibly can just be, and sometimes rightfully, be accused of just being dumb. Like it may just be that I don't see a pretty obvious solution here. Also may be that I've forgotten the puzzle somewhat. And that could be another factor. Yeah. I mean, we could exit out And without even really knowing what we were trying to do, we could try and go back and look at our journal. Let's see. Small stick 6, large at 5, stone and wire at 11, 7, and 1 as the bottom one, which this feels like this is the bottom one. So that's in the right place, that's in the right place. So then it would be either something like this or something like this or something like this or this. Well, that flickered green. I feel like that probably means something. Let's put it out of position and see if it flickers green again. Or if that was just a glitch. I feel like it was probably just a plant that fell in front. And there's just nothing here. Otherwise, this whole book, this whole world, this whole first section of URU, while it does have massive areas, has very little to do. Even like less than Myst 1, like it was practically impossible that anybody legitimately accidentally solved the puzzle, all the puzzle or the main puzzle in Myst 1. Here feels like you could be forced into just brute forcing the main puzzles of these worlds because there's so little other things to do. And I really don't get the gatekeeping idea. Like, I don't get the idea of somebody having to prove that they're smart enough to get into a world to then potentially click on more of the handprints. So I feel like this is just another teleportation location to deny. And I wouldn't even be surprised if these teleportation locations were actually indicators of the store just won't open. Great. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if these were added in the path of the shell and that there might even be something to do with the key in which you have to walk to these areas. It's really questionable why the Deny Recovery Council is trying to rebuild Deny. The whole idea kind of seems to not really make sense. So yay, I got to that location. Good for me. That's pretty much all that means right now. And we're kind of running out of patience, like, because there's only 3 more Path to the Shell books, and it feels like that experience is a lot more linear, where you kind of started with that first book and then you're going to find the second book and then work your way here, where this series of books didn't seem like they really did anything. I don't even remember where these worlds go, come to think of it. Let's just see if we can see the picture and think about where this goes. No. Not 100% certain on that. No, that's Dunny. That's Dunny with the thing that definitely requires the key. So the key is definitely part of this too. So why the game is pushing us forward to this. It would really suck if it turned out we have to go through all of these books and finish this first section of the game. And then we get this book. And this book gives us the key that unlocks the second section and the third section. But they are expansions, so I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of is what happens. And that would be weird. But everything about this game is weird, so I can't really say too much. So next recording, we're going to check out this book. And if we can't find in any of these worlds all 5 handprints, that one has none. Our best one here is missing 3, I believe. And our second best one, I think, has 3 in total. No, only 2. But we're definitely not making a lot of progress. We're definitely wandering around, which is what they intended you to do, possibly with friends playing also at the same time. But playing alone, it's a different experience. It's a very, very different experience, particularly in 2020. Like, if this game was released now, say on like an iPad or even a cell phone, people would just accuse it of being an Unity asset flip game that has no plot, has no story, has no gameplay. People would not give it even 2 hours to dig down deep into it and actually find some things. Even compared to something like Slender Man, where you have to collect the 5 pages, this game really doesn't even allow you to do that much that as quickly as you could play a Slender Man game. I imagine you could collect all 5 pages in Slender Man in less than an hour, where to get all 7 handprint stamps seems like it's going to take you a good 3, 4, 5 hours for just one world. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.